something that really inspired me about Bruno is he was just taking a lot of action, and he would come back and post all of these, all of his results, and he would kind of just like give data to like the guys in the group, and I just thought it was like really helpful because a lot of guys started looking to him for questions and advice, and me and Bruno have actually gone out a few times, and he's the man. So we're gonna be doing an interview with Mr. Bruno today. So the first thing that I want to ask you, my man, is like because I know you kind of had you started out as kind of a nerd, right? Before you kind of got into this stuff. What made you want to kind of get better with girls?
So, just to put things into context, by the way, right now I currently work for a company called Real Social Dynamics. I ended up getting thrown into this. People do pay me hundreds of dollars just to go out with me on a normal night. I'm very happy to be here with Joe right now because he did get to see me go from like that guy that was like that didn't know how to talk to girls to now people just throwing money at me and asking for advice.
Making it rain!
Make it rain, baby. No, so the way that this entire thing kind of started out was that I grew up surrounded by like these super, super hot girls, but I could never get with any of them. I was always that guy that had a crush, but never had the hot girlfriend. And I would see the guys that they were dating, and I was just like, these guys fucking suck. Like, I am so much cooler than these guys. Like, I play World of Warcraft. Like, I'm a deep guy. Like, I'll treat these girls right. Like, all this stuff. Yeah. I'm like, sitting there like, why are they the ones that are getting these girls? Yeah. And so eventually I was just like, you know what? Everything in life can be broken down into a science, so I'm going to figure this out. And I started working with Real Social Dynamics, and that's when we met each other.
Dude, that is that's actually perfect. That's the ultimate introduction, because that's basically that's kind of how it went down. I don't know when I officially met you. I think it was at Hot Seat. But I think, that was so weird, because we had ended up going out to a club out in Worcester, and I was actually with one of my good buddies, and that night ended up being wild. I ended up like, my friend Rachel came out with us, and we were like on the dance floor, and I ended up like taking my scarf off, and I had Rachel hold the other end, and then this was the night that you were there, and I didn't even know you were there that night. Oh, no, did I bump into you? I don't remember. I had heard that you were there that night.
It was a very interesting thing. I like get out of my car, one of your friends comes over. You're Bruno, right? Like 30 seconds after I get out of my car, I'm like, sure. Yeah, and he's like, yes. Follow me. And he drags me over to the club, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who is this guy? Like, how does he know me? And by the way, am I allowed to swear on this or no?
Yeah, you can, dude. No filter. No filter.
Good. Yeah, so I pull up to the club, and then there's like 40 dudes, like 40 of your friends, like, oh, it's Bruno. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Salim was there that night, too.
But I don't think so.
I had bumped into Salim that night.
Okay.
Before, yeah, because I think I had bumped into you first, and he said that he was there with you. But yeah, I think we ended up going our separate ways that night. But yeah, so anyway, what ended up happening was I took the scarf off, and we ended up getting people to do limbo at the club, like with my scarf. So people were like kind of like trying to like get underneath it. That was a wild night. But yeah, man. So let's say you're a guy that had the courage to ask a girl out, right? Like, let's say you were like interested in a girl, and you weren't 100% sure. You weren't 100% sure whether or not she liked you back. Let me rephrase it like this. What would you say a guy should do if he has a crush on a girl right off the bat? I mean, I think immediately take some type of action, right? I think there's a lot more inner beliefs that I think have to be in order depending on the girl that you're kind of crushing on. But what do you think?
Man, this is like kind of one of those questions that I hate, because the minute a guy's like, I have a crush on this one girl, and she's everything to me. She's so special. She's so awesome. How do I get her? And my answer is like, well, you can do two things. Like, one, you can just naturally be that pimp that she's going to be attracted to, or you can fuck all of her friends. Neither of which are like two very good options. And so it's like a little bit more backwards in that sense that like if you have a crush on this one girl, you got to take this step back away from her and realize that to get good with one girl, you need to get good with all women. And then that's how like the journey to pickup starts. And what I see a lot of guys do is they'll get into pickup because they do have this crush on this one girl and they really want her so bad just because she's so beautiful, she's so special. And then like a year later they have like 3 girlfriends and that original girl isn't even hot to them anymore, and it's like they totally upgrade their standards, the quality of women that they're after. But
100%.
in general, what I would recommend is just let go of all those emotions and let's start focusing on getting better with all women.
Yeah, good answer. Yeah, so one of the biggest epiphanies for me was after I had been rejected by like all of these girls I had crushes on. I had to set back and think about like what exactly, like what's going on here that I'm not seeing, and kind of to add on to what you were saying. Really, what I was doing was putting all these girls on pedestals, right? And I think that's what a lot of guys do, because I remember the feeling like, oh, you know, they say that there's plenty of fish in the sea, but like you're the one, right? And you put when you crush on a girl, you put her up on this pedestal, and you automatically project low value right off the bat. You're like somebody who's groveling to get her to like you. You know what I mean? So something that really, really helped me was realizing that there's like 4 billion girls on the planet. This is like my antidote for one-itis. So if you have like, let's say 4 billion girls on the planet, right? And let's just say that you're attracted to 1% of those women. That leaves you with how many girls? Like hundreds and hundreds of... No, that still leaves you like millions and millions of girls, right? So let's say you take 1% of that 1% and say you're not only attracted to them, but you actually have a lot in common. You have really good chemistry. So this leaves you with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of perfect girls. So this will really, I think this mindset really helped me get over that whole one-itis thing. Because I think one of the most unattractive things as a guy is non-needing, or rather neediness, right? So like projecting that needy vibe, like you need her approval. You like her so much because you have her on this pedestal in your mind that you're afraid to make yourself look like an idiot or like to embarrass yourself when it's all bullshit. Like the more you don't care about like what she thinks or just what other people think about you in general, the more of your like natural self will come out. And I'm sure everybody here has heard the most common piece of advice: just be yourself. I think, Bruno, you know that Tyler has like said, he's like, that's like the best and worst advice a girl gives guys. But like when you just let go and you kind of detach from fear and you're no longer like needing approval and you're just like, hey, you know, here I am. I'm just me. I'm just gonna say what I want to say, you know, and you just have fun. I think good things happen. For me, that was probably the biggest mindset shift. Was just getting girls off pedestals, and I had even like seen somebody try to put in perspective on a blog post, like, dude, girls are just people. They take shits, you know. And I get how that mentality helps, you know, like because if you're talking to a stunner and you just imagine her like, you know, in sweatpants taking a dump, it definitely kind of knocks her off of that pedestal that you might have her in your mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, here's the thing though, like, I'm actually going to share with you some like very advanced game that we've been doing out here in Las Vegas, because our competition here is extremely wealthy guys that are spending $200,000-$300,000 a night on alcohol, like Lamborghinis. Like that's what we're competing with out here.
Jesus Christ.
And I feel like guys, when they start getting into pickup and it's like they have that idea of their perfect girl, they kind of have this mentality that they need to fuck their way up. Like, oh, I'll attract a 7, then I'll move up to an 8, and then a 9. But what we've been doing is we've been taking just sheer nerds, like guys with no social skills at all, and we're taking them straight to the hottest girls. Like half these nights, our students are hanging out with girls that have over 200,000, 300,000 followers on Instagram. And the whole solution that we came up with that in this new style of game is that why not just have the girl chase you? Because the worst thing that as a guy that you can do is to be chasing a girl, to be like begging for her that like, oh my god, let me just show you my love. I'm gonna take care of you.
I
I'm gonna
love you,
protect
baby.
you. Yeah, like that's quite literally the single worst thing that any guy could do. Because while you're doing that, like, understand this, guys. Every girl is fucking someone, and if you're the guy telling her, "I love you, baby. I just want to buy you roses. I just want to take you on a date," she's gonna be fucking some other guy the entire time, while you get to be the guy buying her shit.
Yeah, 100%, dude. That's
Yeah.
actually that's crazy that you guys are like competing out there with. I can't believe that you actually have guys talk to like supermodels. Like that's like the end game. Like that's like I think that's what a lot of guys, I think a lot of guys would just want to be able to get that like perfect 10. You know what I mean? I originally,
Here's the thing, Joe. I don't think most guys even want that. I think most guys are way too afraid of having that hot of a girl. Like, I feel like if I were to ask this community, like, okay, what's your perfect girl? Most of them would envision like my version of like a 7, like just some girl that's gonna like treat them nice. But it's like, no, you guys should be very ambitious with your goals with women. Like, you're all way cooler than most people, so it's like set your goal for like dating like 3 supermodels and have them fight for you, have them buy you shit instead of you having to like get anything for them. Like,
yeah,
that is something that's very possible.
absolutely. Just to add on to that, I think a lot of guys will actually try to be more of the provider role, the nice guy. And this is why nice guys have such a bad connotation. Because what a lot of guys don't focus on, and this is what I blame the movies and the media. It's not guys' fault, but a lot of guys skip over that attraction phase and just go right into the boyfriend phase, right? So, like the first thing that you have to emanate is confidence, and you're an attractive guy who's not afraid to be sexual, right? And I like what you said about kind of reversing the roles, because when you're coming from that mentality that you're confident, all of a sudden you feel like you're on a pedestal, right? So you feel like you're on your own pedestal because you're confident and you have good self-esteem, and combining that with not needing anything from anybody, just like being able to generate the good vibes within you and not needing a girl because there's plenty of them out there, really actually will start to reverse the roles. And obviously we're not talking about outer game stuff, because there's stuff that you can do like physically, on the outer level to really kind of like spike those emotions with girls. But I think the best case scenario when you're going out and trying to get better with women, I think number one is approaching. I mean, you're better than anybody I know at this. I think when I first got into it, I made it a goal for myself, because I made it a goal for myself to talk to 3 girls a week. I think maybe at first it was like one girl for the week, and then like I slowly amped it up. But I think a lot of guys would just want to be able to get like a good girlfriend, and once you've kind of established the attractive male vibe, and you're confident, you're not needy, you're playful, you're flirty. Once that's been established, then you can go into like once you guys have like fucked and you guys are dating, then you can buy her gifts. Then you can take her out for dinner as many times as you want. Then you can be mushy and gay. You know what I mean? But number one is the attractive vibe. You gotta establish that.
So
ahead,
I'm just gonna assume here that your audience has zero experience with pickup, and so what Joe's referring here to is like whenever you meet a girl, as a guy, she will make a quick decision on whether you're going to be a lover or a provider. Those are the 2 categories. Now, most people that I meet that they're nerds, that they were just like me, they would go straight to the provider category. Where like, oh my god, this girl's so beautiful. If only I could take her out on a date and show her how cool I am. And the easiest way to do that's the hardest way to get a girlfriend. The easiest way is you fuck them within like 2 hours of meeting them. Now all of a sudden you get that out of the way, you can hang out with them, and then you can let her chase you to become her boyfriend, and that's so much more easier than you having to like work for it and take her out on multiple dates and like do that kind of shit. But then most guys are just like, no, I don't want to have sex with girls. I just want a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, because I know what it's like. I know where it comes from. Like, you don't want to be that player. You want to be like that lover guy. But it's like, at the same token, like, hey, gentlemen, this is what girls want. Like, I can't tell you how many times that I've taken a girl home. She shows me her phone. There's like 7 of you dudes blowing it up. Like, oh, when are you free? Oh my gosh, I love that dress. Or liking her Facebook photos. Or like doing all this weird, creepy shit when I met the girl like an hour before and she's already asking me like, oh, can I buy you dinner the next night?
Yeah.
So it's like the key takeaway that I want you guys to understand, and I want to make sure that you get practical advice that you can apply, is that you need to drop that whole mentality of, oh, I want to be her boyfriend, and kind of move to a mentality where, okay, if I'm the lover, I can go to the provider frame whenever I want. But if I'm the provider, I can't become the lover. I'm just going to be that little guy who buys her shit, takes her out on dates, like the friend zone chump. And so it's like, yeah, like, oh my god, the friend zone memes out there are brutal. But it's basically, guys, be the lover. Be the sexual guy. Be the flirtatious guy. Be the fun party guy. Joe, do you actually want one of our greatest lines here that I love to use?
Dude, please, let me hear it. Lay it on me, Bruno Dog.
When the situation arises, I'll like look at a girl in her eyes and I was like, listen, there's 2 kinds of guys out there. There's the guy that he'll take you on dates, he'll show up on time, he'll buy you roses, he'll buy you chocolates. He's gonna be a very fun guy, and you're gonna get bored of him really fast. Then there's the second kind of guy where he's not gonna show up on time. He's gonna encourage you to have sex with all of your friends. He's probably gonna have sex with your friends. You'll probably hate him because he never texts you back. And you're gonna love him. And I'm just telling you right now, girl, I'm not the first kind.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah, and it's like immediately the girl's like, she's hooked because that's actually what she wants. She wants that guy that she can chase. She doesn't want the guy that's chasing her. She wants to be the one doing the chasing.
Wow, no, dude, that you nailed that, man. That 100% well said. And it's part of the game. Like that is the game. It's all about the push and pull. Because if you, dude, I don't know if I could have said it better myself. I have this little analogy that when I first started trying, getting, more confident and getting better with girls, I constantly kept in the back of my mind that girls like the game. They like the chase. They like when you pull away and then you push and pull. So I like to compare it to like a cat with a string, right? So the cat's the girl, right? If you give the cat the string, or the validation, the gifts, the dates, and you just give her the string, and you give her all of that and nothing else, what does the cat do? The cat fucking walks away, right? The cat gets by. This is boring. It's just a string. Walks away. But what happens when you give some and then pull it back? Give some, pull it back. The cat is, very, very engaged, right? And so that's a little analogy that I like. And pulling away, Bruno, you want to go over some examples of like how to push and pull? Because pushing and pulling is, I don't think it's like a technique. I don't think it's like a secret thing. I think it's a technical perspective of what a fun vibe is. Like when you're having a conversation with somebody, it's it comes out of like the interview mode. Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, what do you do for work? Oh, okay. How old are you? The push-pull is just a fancy way of saying how do you have a fun sexual conversation, and how do you apply your intent. But yeah, so anyway, I'll let you take it away. How would you give some examples of some like pushing and pulling?
Sure. And by the way, I love your analogy with the cat thing. My favorite analogy, and why I think that everyone watching this has the potential to get amazing with game, is that it's exactly like a video game. You have different levels, you play differently on each level, You have different obstacles. You overcome each obstacle. You press X, Y is going to happen. It's basically it is literally a game, and that's why I think video gamers are going to be the best pickup artists out there. But examples of push-pulling, there's so many of them, and you can get so elaborate with it, and they fall under a more general category that we just call breaking rapport. Most guys, when they talk to girls, they seek rapport. They seek to keep the conversation going, and they just want things to be like happy and smooth. Breaking rapport is the sheer opposite of that. So like, a girl tells me, "Oh, I'm from Wisconsin." I'll look at her and be like, "You? Are you one of those corn farmers?" And like instantly, that's like challenging her already. That's kind of pushing her away.
Yeah.
Or one of my favorite things to do is if I have a wing, I'll actually push the girl away the entire time. I'll be like, "Girl, stop talking to him. My friend has a much bigger dick." Or like, "Oh, my friend makes more money than me. Like, why are you talking to me? Like, let's go find you another guy." Like, "Oh my god, I fucking hate you. Why don't you just leave already?"
Yeah.
And like, you can push, but then you'll just be like, "Wow, your smile is so adorable. Like, I love it when you laugh like that." And it's like the girl sitting there like, "Does he like me? Does he hate me? What is he doing? Like, what the fuck?" And it's like you go for the kiss and then you pull back and look away instead and let her kiss your cheek. Then all of a sudden she's like, "What the hell is going on?" It's like there's so many different little examples. And so what I'm gonna do is, instead of saying like, okay, push pull, it's better to learn something called breaking rapport. And like I said, breaking rapport is any non-normal thing that's either going to pull her in a little bit closer or push her away. So like she tells you, "Oh, I'm a lawyer." You look at her and be like, "No way, I don't believe that." And all of a sudden she's going to be like challenged. Or like you can just straight up ask her, "Oh, are you a waitress?" And all of a sudden she's going to be like, "Well, what about me makes him think that I'm a waitress?" Like, "Oh, I'm actually a very intelligent girl, blah, blah, blah." And she'll start telling you about how intelligent she is. And you just pushed her away. And she's going to try to pull you closer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, like, breaking rapport, we can go into, like, so many different levels, like, complex, elaborate stories for breaking rapport, just anything that you can come up with in the moment. But if I had to describe it in one way, it's like if you were teasing your little sister. If you were trolling. Like, if any of you guys out there are, like, trolls, you would be so good at this. The best pickup artists I know, they just troll 24/7.
Wow.
That's, like, what they do, and girls love it.
Dude, I love that comparison, dude. That's so funny. Just troll the girl. Yeah, it's funny. Another nice little idea to have in mind is if you just like talk to a girl that you like, kind of like one of your buddies, like you'll challenge your friend. You'll challenge your buddy. Like you'll give him shit. You know what I mean? But and these internet trolls, I think doing that in a good light, because if you troll a girl and you're like, you mean it in a like mean way, because like there are some trolls that are just mean, they're just doing it to hate and to make themselves feel better, but you can literally get away with saying anything as long as you feel good. And Bruno, you can totally add on to this if you want to, but feeling good. So the difference between saying something and feeling good and saying the same exact thing and having a completely different intention, you can absolutely feel it. So here's a nice little example. "I fucking hate you," or "I fucking hate you." It's got a different like vibe, because like if you say something and feeling good, you can literally get away with saying anything. Because like if you were to try to like nag a girl with like you're just trying to be a dick and tease her in a mean way, like it's not cool. But if you do it in a fun way, you can say the exact same thing, but as long as you're having fun, I think that's what is important. What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. Like anybody who's one of those like actual negative trolls that just like hates life and you're really just like this salty asswipe, like you're not gonna get anywhere in life, period, and you should probably kill yourself. I'll just be honest, like fuck off. Like nobody wants to be with you. Like no girl's gonna want to be with you. You probably don't have guy friends. And the thing is, like when you're trolling a girl, the whole point of it is to bring positive emotions. You can say something 100%. Negative, like what happened to your boobs? They look so much bigger from far away. Like that's pretty insulting. But if you say that in the right light, it's hilarious. Like the girl loves it. She thinks it's funny as hell.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
And so it's like the whole point of it is, one, leave people better off than you found them. Like, that should be a general rule in life. Like, you're not here to like make the world a darker place. It's just have fun. Like, girls want to be teased, they want to be made fun of, they want to have like that guy who can push them away and pull them back in. And so what I have to say about it is, like, if you're trolling, make sure it's to kind of bring positive emotions, not negative emotions. I think you guys know what I mean by that. Like, we've all been in a situation where like we can keep some joke going way longer than it needs to go for, and it's just hilarious.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. So,
regarding Squid, by the way, that's how you pick up strippers. A lot of times it's just very harsh breaks in rapport because every guy's flirting with them. So if you say something like that, they're instantly going to be more attractive. Or like, oh, which of the 3 C's are you working here for? Is it your children, cocaine, or college?
yeah.
There's like
100%.
all these things are like very harsh breaks in rapport. Like, you wouldn't do that on a normal girl, but like a girl who's more sexual, that's kind of what hooks them. So it's like there's different levels to it.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Yeah, because like...
And let me just answer this guy's question here, because he's saying, I'm married. How do I get to being 3 other girls in bed? Now, if you're married and you don't want to cheat, and you're telling me you want your wife to pull threesomes with you, you're actually at a very, very difficult crossroad that I don't know the answer to, because normally, if you're going to get a girlfriend that goes for 3 ways, that kind of thing, that's something that needs to be established at the beginning of the relationship, not 15 years into a fucking marriage once you have kids and shit. Like, that's something that you do when you meet the girl. Like, my girlfriend, first thing I told her was like, listen, I'm not a monogamous guy. I like to see other women. And it's just like, well, me too. I could be there for you and we could do this together. So regarding that question, I actually don't know how you would do that as a married man without cheating. Next, if you do divorce and you do get another girl, make sure it's something that you're establishing at the beginning. Like, take her out to a bar and have her make out with another girl in front of you.
Right, the attention has to be established right in the beginning. Like, if you're going to pull something like that, unless you're trying to do something like a swinger thing, you know, like you meet another couple, and I mean, again, I also can't speak from experience regarding this. So, but like a swing, like if you're really dedicated to your woman, and you know, in this marriage, a swinger thing might be an idea. Just saying. So
I've never done. No, I've never done swinger shit. I just do pick up. I wouldn't know.
All right, cool, man. All right, so let's say you're a guy, and you just kind of like want to start getting more confident, because I know a lot of people that are just really anxious and they have a lot of social anxiety, and wouldn't necessarily ever like go approach a girl on the street. How would you kind of like start at the bottom of like the hierarchy of fear to kind of start getting your feet wet? Because really, in the end goal, you know, whether or not you just want to fuck a lot of girls, or whether or not you just want to get a girlfriend and get married someday, I think it's important to have an end goal in mind. But how would you say to kind of get started with something like this? You know, what maybe that's just forcing yourself to start becoming more social. Maybe that's starting to develop your confidence and learn stuff about like body language, like eye contact and holding eye contact a little bit more and more with people that you kind of just bump eye contact with on the street. How would you recommend somebody to kind of get started for the end goal of being able to get any girl that they want and make them your girlfriend? Because that was my goal. I wanted to be able to get any girl that I wanted and make them my girlfriend, if the chemistry is right. Because again, not all girls are cool. Some girls are just mean or bitchy, or some girls just aren't your type. So I think it's important to have that goal in mind. But yeah, man. So what do you think? What would step like 1, 2, and 3 be as far as getting started?
Sure. So step 1 is, actually, this will be step 0. It's understanding that pickup isn't something that you do, it's something that you become. So what I mean by that is like using techniques, using lines, using these little tricks. They might get you a girl to begin with, but you're not going to get to keep a girl because of it. And so if your goal is to have a relationship, understand that as a man, you will kind of have to go and experience this change where, one, and this is what step 1 will be, you'll have to become a social human being. It's really that simple. Like, you're not going to get that super hot girlfriend if you just stay inside all day and you never want to go talk to people, and like the light burns your skin.
Oh,
And
damn
so
it.
the first, yeah, I used to be like that. I literally used to be like that. I'd like play WoW and I'd like hide under my sheets. But the first thing to do, like a little exercise that you do, is set a goal of giving 15 compliments out every day. So like it doesn't matter to who. It's just like you see a guy on the bus, yo bro, I like your shirt, or to a girl, hey, I love the way you did your hair. Like this is literally the easiest thing, and you'll make a ton of friends, you'll get to meet a lot of people, and it'll start helping you break that social anxiety, because everybody wants to get a compliment. Everybody wants to have their day made. It's a very low risk, high reward kind of thing. And so if you set a goal that's just like wherever you go, 15 random people just like compliments, you're just going to get way further out. So I know some guys, they're so, I want to say like trollish with this, that they will go up to 15 girls who are like all right next to each other and give the exact same compliments. Like, I like your shoes, stylish and elegant. And then move on to her best friend standing right next to her. I like your shoes, stylish yet elegant. And
Yeah.
they're able to do that. But the whole reason is you just need to be social. That's step one. Like, before you can even be flirtatious, you got to be social.
Yeah, big time. So step one is being social, and I'll tell you guys right off the bat, 2 mantras that I embedded in my mind when I started kind of getting better at this stuff was the world is a friendly place, and just wiring that into my head every day. Because at the end of the day, most people generally are good people, and a lot of people are just constantly worried and stressed out, and they're afraid of like what other people are kind of judging them. So a lot of people are constantly thinking how everybody else is judging them. And nobody's really judging you, because everybody's really thinking about how other people are thinking about them. I know it's kind of like a catch-22, but really at the end of the day, the world is a friendly place. And the news is like, I blame the news for people thinking that the world is this fucking terrible place, because fear sells. So one little piece of advice that I can give everybody is stop watching the fucking news. It's only negative news, and it's because fear sells. It's business, right? That's how they get viewers. So just try not to watch the news, and just remind yourself every day that the world is a friendly place. Also, another thing that that really helped me was I started wiring into my mind that like everybody's my friend, everybody's awesome. And Bruno, I really liked what you said about complimenting. Just one little add-on. Try to genuinely compliment. Because if you say, dude, nice shirt, and like you don't even like the guy's shirt, they'll be able to feel that. So like, at first, honestly, I don't think it matters. At first, just being able to go and talk to people, I think is huge. So even if you like walk up to somebody and say hi, and then walk away, high five yourself, because like that's like a baby step towards where you want to go, and that's becoming more social, and always keeping that end goal in mind, you know. But at the end of the day, when you kind of just become more social, it becomes like 10 times easier to become an attractive guy. You know what I mean? So two little things that I think will help you guys is just reminding yourself that the world is a friendly place, and just kind of letting go and having fun, you know. And again, take action every day. Force yourself to like, you know, say hi to somebody in the street. That's just an idea. You could do what Bruno said too, and get out 15 compliments a day. Because the reason why I really like that, because if you do it genuinely, you're giving value to people. You're making people feel good, and that's, I mean, at the end of the day, that's good karma, and people are gonna want to be around you, and you're gonna become more social just because of that. If you're genuine and authentic, and you're not afraid of what other people will think about you, and you have good intentions, and you're there to give genuine value, dude, I mean, full speed ahead, man.
Yeah, and I think that it's also important to kind of address like one elephant in the room, and it's that pickup is not this magic pill for getting girls. It's not something that, because you know all these cool little techniques, I could give you all the information in the world, but it's not going to be this magic pill where all of a sudden you get to go out to nightclubs and be Mr. Pimp and walk out with 3 girls. It's really more of about a transformational experience where you kind of have to let go of who you are right now to become this better man, this more social guy, this more attractive person. And Joe, if you don't mind, I think it's like I want to touch upon that super important topic. Let me answer this question first, and then I'll
Yeah,
touch
yeah,
upon the
please
one
do.
thing that I
Please
think
do.
these guys need to know. So the question is, what's your recommendation for people who are in less populated areas for exercising these skills where you compliment strangers and stuff when you know most people you see slash interact with and are not in like a city scenario? That's easy. That's actually the easiest kind of place to do pickup because that's the most advanced level of pickup is actually just called social circle game, where you're able to manipulate social circles and to the point where people are throwing women at you. And so literally just do that exact thing, even if you know these 15 people. You see a guy that you know, yo bro, I like that shirt that you have. Looks or dude, looking sharp. You see a girl, hey, I like the way you did your hair. And all of a sudden you become Mr. Social. These people are going to become your friends and they'll want to introduce you to people. They'll start inviting you places. And that's kind of how you're going to start meeting people, especially if you're in a small town scenario. So, on Vaderism, do it anyways. Do it anyways, and you're going to get results. It's actually going to be a lot easier for you than for somebody who is in a very transient city and wants to go to the nightclubs and compete with the guys that are dropping 200 G's in a single night and then driving off in the Lambo.
100%.
Now, I feel like the number one most important thing that if you guys are going to get out of this is that to understand that the life that you're living right now is it's kind of like this box that you've created for yourself. And in that box, you have like, this is who I am, this is what I do. So you might say to yourself, oh, I'm a nerd, I like World of Warcraft, I'm not a social guy, I don't want to date a supermodel. I just want a nice little girl who is going to love me and be nice to me. I just want to take a girl out to dinner. And you have all these ideas that you've placed into like this little box of who am I? And the whole purpose of that box is kind of to keep you safe. It's to not let you go out into this crazy world and experience all these like cool ass things. Like your mind does not want you to date a supermodel because that's just not what you're used to. You're used to staying at home watching Naruto. And to somebody like
Guilty.
that, yeah. It's funny, I was actually telling Joe earlier how I did meet a model in Miami who was into Naruto. We ended up like leaving the club to go watch Sasuke's journey after the Great Ninja War and everything. But continuing anyways, it's like you've kind of taken this little box and you've identified yourself as like all these like negative things and boxed yourself in to the point where you don't allow yourself to escape that. So it's like I was talking about, I forget what I was talking about, but basically how to talk to girls, and some guys like, oh, my gay virgin alert went off. It's like, bro, if you've ever talked to a girl, then you know that what I'm saying is like absolutely true. And but like for somebody like that who they're living in like this small little box, being successful with women and talking to women is like so outside of that box that they don't understand. It's like there's this massive disconnect. And so the biggest piece of advice for you to get started is to understand that you guys are such cool dudes that any girl would be lucky to be with you. You just have to be able to learn how to play this new video game, this life game, to make it happen. You have to understand the rules that if you press the triangle button, a certain action is going to happen. And a lot of times it's not what you want, it's something entirely different. And so what I encourage you is like kind of let go of your identity. Let go of, oh, I am that video game nerd, or oh, I'm just that fat guy that isn't ever going to go to the gym. And like start letting go of that stuff, because literally you can be the biggest badass in the world and still play video games. Like you can do all this cool shit and then at the end of a night bring a girl home to come play World of Warcraft with you. One of my biggest mentors, he's one of the executive coaches for Real Social Dynamics, the company that I work for now. His name is Max, and half the time he's pulling models to go smoke weed and play StarCraft.
Dude, that's
It's like
sick.
you can, he literally has all these pictures up. You can see videos of it, of from the moment he opens the girl to the moment he takes her home. And it's like this kind of stuff is possible. All you guys have to do is really start to let go and be willing to transform yourself and be willing to change. It's like, don't hold on to that identity. Don't hold on to that self-concept of I am this. Anytime you say I am, just immediately let go of that, because the truth is that isn't who you are. Nothing about you really is who you are. It was just kind of given to you. You were born in a certain environment, and through that environment, you were conditioned to behave a certain way. So maybe because some girl was mean to you back in kindergarten, all of a sudden you got scared of talking to girls for the rest of your life. That's not who you are. That's just something that happened to you, and that you got to understand that you can let go. It's like you can quite literally pick whatever personality you want to have. You can pick whatever character you want to have, and I mean like character development, not like cartoon character or video game
Right, right,
character.
right, right. I know
Yeah,
exactly
so
what you're
you can
saying.
literally choose what you want to become and then start working for it and start working to become it. But the first thing you got to understand is that, guys, this is possible. This should be a part of your reality, and don't put yourself in that little box.
Yeah, well said, man. Um, yeah, like really well said. And I think identity is big. And something that really, really fucking helped me, guys, was I was like 95% of all other guys. I wanted to go well. I didn't like confrontation. I didn't like if a girl was like if like all of a sudden I was like playing Pokemon, right? And I got caught, and a girl was like, "Oh, you playing Pokemon?" I'd be like, no. I mean, I was just doing something really quick." Like a huge shift for me was owning whatever the fuck you are, like, and challenging and standing up for things that you believe in a fun way. You know what I mean? So like if a girl's like, "You still play Pokemon?" and you're like, fuck yeah, I do. You don't? Like, if you, like, and at the end of the day, it's not like it's gonna just automatically make the girl, like, jump in your pants. It's really about you standing up as a man, and, by the way, just challenging, just by, like, standing up for what you believe in, but doing it in a fun way, um, that's breaking rapport. You know what I mean? If a girl challenges you and you challenge her back, that's key. What a lot of guys do is they backtrack. If a girl challenges them, they start backtracking. They get nervous.
They
Um,
justify themselves. They're
they,
like, "Oh,
yeah.
Pokemon's really cool. I like it because of X, Y, and Z." Yo,
Wow.
you
Yeah.
remember Pokemon Go? You remember Pokemon Go?
Oh yeah, dude. Pokemon Go's the shit. I played so much this summer. Pokemon Go is literally the best dating app in the world right now, and people don't
It
even know it.
was. It was. I don't think people still play it, but I remember when it was a hype. Like I smashed 3 girls in my car just because I'd be playing Pokemon Go, run into a girl, like do the whole pickup thing, and then next thing you know, we're banging in the car. Then I never see the girl again. It's like it literally does not matter that you can be a nerd. Like this is not a part. This is not the issue. This is actually part of who you are. But it's just like you got to be able to grow out of it as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. 100%. And another thing is when you start changing your belief system and you start like realizing your own value and you start, this is going to sound kind of corny, guys, but when you start like loving yourself and you start thinking that you're cool, which you can do, I swear to God, if you just start adjusting certain things in your life and you start just feeling entitled and start like feeling like, and this is like the big this was like the big secret for me. When you fake it until you make it, if you start like pretending like you're cool and you start feeling like you're cool, other people think you're cool. It's crazy. People feel about you how you feel about you. So if you think you're weird, other people are going to think you're weird. If you think you're cool, other people think you're cool. It's crazy, I know. But that will definitely help. But but yeah, Bruno, I remember during the summer, I remember just like we went to this area at Coggeshall Park, and there was probably like 200 people playing Pokemon Go. Like it was out of control, man. And I'm like looking around, and at all these like gamers, like I'm talking like your typical like neck beardy guy who like hangs out in his mom's basement playing like Dungeons and Dragons, right? And like these guys are out in daylight, and you can tell they haven't been out in daylight forever because they're like pale as shit. But then as I'm looking around, I'm like, there's a lot of cute girls playing Pokemon Go. You know what I mean? And when it was funny because one of my favorite fun ways to kind of just start talking to people while I was playing Pokemon Go was like, hey, what team are you? What team are you? And like literally, like I made like probably 20 friends from playing Pokemon Go, straight up. Like just for 2 months of playing Pokemon during the summer, um, like I made like friends that are guys and friends that are girls, and like I'll tell you guys a quick example. I was playing Pokemon Go. I was there with like a buddy of mine, and these two girls walked past us, and I was like, "What team are you guys?" And they were like, blue team. And I was like, oh, we're red, get out of here. You know what I mean? And I'd said it in a playful way. And I was just doing it to have fun, you know what I mean? I wasn't doing it because, like, I wanted to fuck them. I was just doing it because I thought it was funny. You know what I mean? I think that's key, is, like, self-amusement. And I was like, yeah, like, get out of here. And then, like, we started, like, chatting a little bit. And what we ended up doing was me and my buddy and them, we ended up all going to get lunch and just, like, shooting the shit and having a good time. But, and I guess that's a nice little example of, like, teasing and breaking rapport. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're on red team? Get out of here. You know what I mean?
That's actually one of the classic breaks in rapport that we do. Girls like, oh, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. Oh, you're from Boston too? This isn't gonna work. Get out of here.
I like that.
Oh, and one big thing, like, that you mentioned and, like, brought up, it's like, I see a lot of these guys that are like, oh, I am that nerdy guy that just stays in the basement. Like, biggest piece of advice that I could get you that's, like, gonna instantly get you more results is, one, buy, like, one decent outfit that, like, kind of fits you. You can go to Walmart. Literally, I buy my clothes at Walmart. I buy my V-necks there, and they fit so well. It's like, go get a V-neck, go get a nice pair of pants, like, for a total cost of what, like, $25, and then black socks. Like, if you own white socks, throw that shit away. Like, you're fucking homo if you wear white socks.
Bruno,
basically,
fuck you,
always
I
wear
wear
black
white socks.
I knew it. I knew it. No, but it's like these very, very simple things that are gonna make a huge difference. Like, it blows my mind when guys pay $1,500 to come onto our program and they haven't trimmed their nails in a year. It's like, it looks fucking disgusting. Or they haven't, like, trimmed their beard. It's like, bro, let's start off with the basics here. If you can type this for the guys, that would be... You shouldn't have I don't give a fuck socks. You should have black socks. Like I said, your black socks should be your I don't give a fuck socks. But it's like, one, if you can make a list of things that you do here, like, one, have good breath. No amount of pickup in the world is gonna be able to, like, save you if you have bad breath. I don't care who you are. 2, have condoms. 3, have deodorant. Smell nice. Be trimmed. Like, get out of your house. Like, be exposed to some sort of sunlight. Start hitting the gym. Start changing who you are. Because, once again, pickup is not this magic pill thing. It's this roadmap to how you can emulate the behavior of natural alphas. The guys out there who naturally learn how to do this and then do it better than them. And so it's like, you don't have to change your socks. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to do any of that shit. But you're also not going to get access to the hottest women. So it's like, kind of make your pick. Like, what do you want out of life? Do you really just want to be the guy in the basement who's like 8,000 pounds, but then just feels like he should have the hottest woman in the world because of some retarded sense of entitlement? Like, yeah, it's like, you actually have to go out there and kind of earn this shit. It's like, we can teach you how to become the best, but you got to be able to let go of all these little bullshit things that you do that are holding you back.
Yeah, big time. And that's like a simple fix, you know? Changing... You know, it's funny because I remember how I used to dress too. And guys, I'm going to be honest. This helped me change my whole identity because I didn't have any style at all. What Bruno is saying to me, or what Bruno is saying to all of us right now, would have been fucking water off a duck's back. Actually, maybe not, because this is, you know, there's actually context for this. But my typical attire was like a faded shitty t-shirt or a sweatshirt, and just like jeans. I didn't have a sense of style at all. So what you guys can do is actually visualize in your mind's eye and think about like what you would look like if you thought you were a 10. And think about this. And like, you don't have to do this now, but maybe later. Think about what you would look like if you were an absolute 10 in your mind. The James Bond version looking, or the James Bond version of yourself, I guess. And what you might notice is maybe you're wearing, maybe you're wearing a suit. Maybe you're wearing something that you wouldn't normally be wearing right now. And that really helped me. I kind of changed my style that way. But I think what Bruno's saying is basic hygiene will go a long way. Straight up. I mean, most
This,
guys blow with girls. Straight, like 90% of the population sucks with women. A lot of guys just settle with girls that like them. And I don't know about you guys, but like I wanted to be able to say I want that one and get her. You know what I mean, Bruno?
yeah, instead of being the guy that's like, oh, that girl likes me. Finally, I can get a girl. And by the way, I feel so silly talking about like this basic hygiene shit, but I sincerely do feel that like this is like like in under an hour, you can instantly become like 300% more attractive than you are right now. Easiest thing that we tell guys to do is like just Google Ryan Gosling. He does he does his own wardrobe for every movie. He knows how to. He has style. He has fitted clothes, and it's just kind of like just emulate that. Like, why are you gonna break the mold if the world has decided that this is the most attractive way to look? Just copy that and go get the hottest girls. Like, if being ugly as fuck was how you got the hottest girls in the world, then I'd tell you to like go look up the ugliest guy in the world and do that. But it's like, just do what works.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, don't get married to the idea of who you are. Don't get married to your idea of what game is. It's just do what works.
Yeah, it's true. It's when you word it like that, it's real simple. Just just like give a shit about how you look and like have a sense of style and you can kind of make it your own, you know what I mean? You can have some accessories and stuff. I mean, I got this like necklace that my girlfriend got me and I love it. So just like little things, but in general, just like having a general sense of style and hygiene is like the bare minimum that you can do to really help you with this stuff. But Bruno, you can totally agree or disagree with me on what I'm about to say next. But I think what trumps money and looks any day of the week is fun and confidence. And let me ask you this: what is your definition of confidence? Number one, what is your definition of confidence? And number two, how do you go about developing confidence?
Sure. So actually, this is going to be a little bit of a surprise to you, but this
I
Vegas
like
environment is
surprises.
something. Yeah, this Vegas environment is something so fucked up and warped compared to like a normal city nightclub or a city environment that, to be completely honest, I don't think any of that shit matters. And when it comes to the hottest of the hottest girls, so I'm going to be talking about the global 10. I quite literally mean like the Victoria's Secret supermodels, and then I'm going to tone it down to something like more realistic that most of you guys are going to have access to. And so it's like the hottest of the hottest girls. It's not the money that gets them, but it's the fact that they are constantly within the social circle that blocks everybody out. And it just so happens to be that that social circle is rich. And so best thing to do there is like, this is why you should also talk to guys. It's if you make friends with one of those guys, that's your inside to the rich social circle. Like, you don't have to be confident. You don't have to be anything. Just the fact that you're in a social circle with cool people instantly gives you status. And that's how you actually get the hottest of the hottest girls in the world. It's you go to a nightclub, you make friends with the guys, and they'll introduce you to girls. They will be your wingmen, and you quite literally don't have to do shit. Just because you exist there, you're good. But
Social
now,
proof.
90, yeah, but 99% of guys aren't going to be going for that kind of girl or have access to that kind of girl. So that brings us to back to cold approach pickup, which is what most guys will probably have to learn. And regarding confidence, my definition for it is it's a trust in yourself that you'll be okay. That's my definition for confidence, is that no matter what happens, you kind of understand that I'll be fine after this. And I think the only way to develop that is to actually change your lifestyle to the point where you need confidence. So for example, going to the gym. If you if you tell yourself, oh, I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week for 1 hour, and you actually do it, then all of a sudden you're going to be building trust in yourself, and you're going to start slowly developing that confidence. But if you skip 2 or 3 times a week, then you can't even trust in yourself. You can't trust that you'll be okay. You can't trust that you'll carry out on your own desires. And if you can't trust in yourself, there's no way that you're going to be able to develop confidence. You can fake it for the first 5 minutes when you're talking to a girl, but girls are the ultimate evolutionary machine, and she will make sure that by the end of that interaction, you feel like shit for trying to fake confidence. And so, biggest advice to you is start changing your lifestyle. Start doing more difficult things. Start being more ambitious. if you set a goal for yourself, quite literally the easiest way to develop confidence is to set a goal of going to the gym. And it's not actually the getting a better body that'll get you confidence, because there's plenty of jacked models out there that have zero true confidence. But it's the fact that you're able to tell yourself that you're going to do something and that you're able to trust yourself and do that. And the second part of it is take risks. Take calculated risks. So say you want to set a goal to get a new job, to quit your fucking 9 to 5 McDonald's piece of shit job, that you actually want to pick up a new skill, you want to study something, then yeah, do it. Experience that hardship. Put yourself through working 80 hours a week. Do that kind of shit, because you're going to learn to start trusting in yourself, and you're going to develop character, and that's where the confidence is going to come from. Unfortunately, I can't tell guys that there's a magic pill out there that they can take take 3 of these a day for 1 month and all of a sudden you'll be the most confident guy in the world. Like, that shit doesn't exist. And so, one, that is how you develop confidence. It's a life thing. It's not something that you do. It's just a part of life that you have to kind of live up to and aspire to. Now, you said, I think your original question was something about confidence and being a fun guy. Was it just what are the two most attractive
So the first part, which you answered, is your definition of what confidence is. Because we all know, right? Girls are attracted to confidence. Girls like confident guys. So I'm going to be putting out some content about nonverbal communication, because a lot of that projects confidence without you even saying anything. But confidence, I really like what you said about how it's kind of a way of life. And basically what Bruno said in my mind is leaving your comfort zone and kind of taking on that yes man mentality of just having lots of life experiences, doing a lot of things, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, because you realize you're going to be okay. You start to develop confidence the more often you leave your comfort zone and the more life experiences you get. And I'm not talking about life experience like going to the pyramids. I'm talking about like on a general basis. Like here's a crazy one that I did. I was at a nightclub once and I just laid down on the ground. And I knew it was like awkward and it was really uncomfortable. And I felt really anxious when I was like initially. But and I could tell people were looking at me and I was like, no, it's okay. Like, it doesn't matter what other people think about me. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this to feel more confident, you know? And I know it sounds kind of crazy, and it's kind of weird, but if you do things on a day-to-day basis that, this is actually a really fun thing that you can do, is a comfort zone challenge, where, like, for 20 days, 30 days, whatever, you force yourself to have an ambitious goal and take action every day to leave your comfort zone towards that goal. So for me, and Bruno probably did something like this when he first got started, learning to get better with girls, was forcing myself to talk to girls that I was genuinely attracted to. And it was scary as fuck. It was really scary. It was so scary at first that I couldn't even talk to girls. I'd be like, hey, miss, do you know, or I would talk to like an old lady in the street, and I'd be like, hey, do you know what time it is? Oh, thank you so much. Cool. Or like I would just like have a genuine, authentic conversation with somebody at McDonald's. Like if I was going to get a coffee or some food, most people talk to those people like they're robots anyway, and they're not even people. So something that you can do to start becoming more social is just talking to people at registers and just like having a genuine conversation with them. And that will start kind of like moving you out of your comfort zone. That will start making you feel more sure of yourself and not so up in your head constantly thinking about like, oh, what if I don't know what to say? Because you'll be just so social that you'll be talking often. You know what I mean? But sorry, Bruno. The second part of that question was what can you do to start developing confidence?
Sure, and by the way, I accidentally gave the wrong Instagram. That was one that I made and never used. The real one is just at Bruno Markov, which is my name here on Twitch or Discord, whatever we're using right now. And Joe, I sent you a text about that if you want to post it in the chat. Yeah. I can't post it right now. I'm going to post it right anyways, now. So the whole thing with like the first thing that you can do to, like I said, develop confidence is like start setting up things that are going to require trust, discipline, that are going to require you to pop out of your comfort zone. Like it's that simple. It's get out of your comfort zone and realize that you're okay doing it. For me, the first thing that I did was I didn't feel like I was passionate about college. I was double majoring in chemistry and mathematics, and I was 2 semesters away from graduating, but it didn't feel right. So I immediately dropped out, got a job in sales, and I made it. I did something incredibly like risky, but I went ahead and made sure that I made it. And it's like, because I've been through that shit, I know that no matter what happens in life, that I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah. Well said, sir. Well said. All right, so I got another question for you. What this is gonna now this is kind of vague, but what is the bare bones simplest way that you can explain attraction and being an attractive guy? What is attraction?
The best way that I can explain it is you are the highest value guy that a girl can't get. That is what attraction is at the level where a girl is going to chase you. It's
Well worded.
it's complex. It's a very complex topic. Like, what is attraction? And I guess at bare bones, at the end of the day, if I had to break it up to somebody who's new, it's a guy who is not desperate. He like doesn't need the girl, but he can show that he wants her. He's okay teasing her. He doesn't get butthurt at all. By the way, that's the number one rule of game. Like, don't get butthurt no matter what. Like, a girl can call you a raging gay virgin faggot, and it's like, you just kind of look at her, and you're like, okay. You cry, you go home and listen to Nickelback and put out cigarettes on your dick hole. No, but it's like, you're just this fun, friendly dude who's cool and chill, that knows how to tease people, who knows how to troll people in a friendly way, but that also knows how to lead, and who is going to be able to properly fuck that girl. Because every girl wants to meet an amazing guy who's going to give them the best dick of their life. They can't tell you that because 90% of guys are going to judge them for that. They're going to be like, oh, she's a slut. I just want the nice little librarian girl who doesn't have sex. And but it's like, no, every girl's out there to get laid. Like, they all want to get that really good D.
That was
so
dude,
like,
that blew my mind, by the way. That blew my mind when I found out about that. That girls like sex. It sounds so fucking crazy, but like, sex is so taboo in our culture. But when I found out that like literally like a lot of girls are just like, a lot of girls want you. Like, a lot of girls are rooting for you when you're talking to them. Like, the fact that you even go and approach a girl in the first place, she's rooting for you, dude. You gotta know that. Unless she's, like, in a bad mood, maybe somebody died, maybe she's just being a bitch, maybe she's not even your type, and she's very clear in her intent, like, hey, I'm not attracted to you. Cool, move on. Plenty of girls. But a lot of girls would just be, like, really impressed that you go up to even, like, approach. You know what I mean? And Bruno, I can't speak for, like, the supermodels out in Vegas that you're talking to, but I think genuinely, a lot of like just average girls, like between 6 and 8. I think a lot of these girls are just genuinely happy if you go up and just approach. Like, immediately, it conveys confidence in somebody that goes after what they want. If that makes sense, guys.
Yeah, this is actually one of the biggest shifts that I had in game. It's that I realized that, like, legitimately, girls love sex more than guys. Most guys feel like sex, they'd be taking something from the girl. They like look at that girl, she's like, she's so innocent. Like, oh my god, she's so nice. I don't want to rail her. I just want to make love to her. But it's like, no. Biggest realization and epiphany is that girls love sex more than we do, and they all want to get fucked. They just need the guy who can make it happen in like a non-creepy, non-slutty, non-judgmental way.
Yeah, well said, bro. Hey, all right, so guys, I know you guys have been listening for a while now. Does anybody have any questions that they want to ask Bruno? While he's here in this interview, I have a few more questions that I want to ask. So yeah, feel free, type in questions below, and we'll get to them when we get to them. But we'll definitely answer them for you. Something that I want to talk about real quick, and I love this. And Jeffy is one of the RSD instructors that I know. Bruno, I know Bruno. You probably know him on a person-to-person basis, but there's something I don't even really like Jeffy's style. He just doesn't really resonate with me as a RSD instructor. But there's something that he said that I will never fucking forget, and there's only 3 factors that you can determine your success on, and like, you should literally give yourself a high five if you do these three things as far as approaching and talking to women. One, if you went up and approached a girl and literally said nothing at all, but you just like put yourself out there, dude, you're the fucking man for doing that. Most guys don't have the balls to do that. Okay? So just approaching and showing up to the battle is like that's criteria number one. Number two, did you communicate as a man to a woman? Did you state your intent? You know what I mean? Whether that's sexual intent or just intent, like, hey, you seem cool. Let's talk. So, like, demonstrating your intent is number two. And number three is, did you have fun? Did you make yourself laugh? Those are three criteria that, like, if you went and did, like, if you went up and you just had fun, you stated, you know, you kind of, like, had a statement of intent, like, hey, I came over here, here's an example, hey, I came over here, thought you were really cute, I would have been pissed if I didn't come say something. I don't even know if you're cool, but I wanted to come say hi and see what's up. Perfect example of a good statement of intent. And if you have fun, if you're having fun while you're doing that and you just showed up, dude, give yourself a high five. Like, that's awesome. The fact that you did, like, any of those is dope, okay? So that's something that really resonated with me that I had heard. A piece of advice from a while back, but it's gold. It is literally gold. Okay. Let's take a look at the chat here. It worked with you, Mom.
It's funny that you said that. That style of game, like the whole direct thing where I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna compliment a girl. For a guy who's new, that's very good. I'd say that's actually the most basic style of game that you can practice. Just going up and telling a girl something that you like about them, that you find them attractive or whatnot. I don't know if you want to get into like advanced game or if you want to like kind of stick around the fundamentals. Like, what do you want to do here, Joe?
Oh, honestly, I think we can open it up to Q&A if any of you guys have any questions. Honestly,
why do you sound like such a virgin? That's because I'm actually really gay and I've never talked to women in my life. I was totally reading this out of a book.
Dude, I have a book in front of me right now.
Do you? I have
dude, virgins for days, dude. Yo, you're only cool unless you're
virgin for life. Exactly.
Exactly.
Virgin for life.
Virgins for life, baby. Yo, you guys want to know?
You can have anal and still be a virgin, by the way.
You can have anal and still be a virgin. You heard it here first, kids. You guys want to know a secret? You ready for this? Here's a secret. Here's a secret. I was a virgin. It honestly probably doesn't surprise any of you, but what am I now? 26? Yeah. Literally, all I did in school was play video games. Like I literally got rejected by so many girls that I gave up. I was like, I suck at this. And then I hit like a last straw, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna learn how to get any fucking girl I want. I just got obsessed. Probably like you did, Bruno. You were like, this shit is sick. Learning mental shifts that you can take in yourself, body language stuff, expanding your comfort zone, doing stuff that scares you every day. By the way, that's like one of my favorite pieces of advice because life becomes so much more interesting.
Oh, dude, this totally brings up like one of the, I don't know, it was like kind of dark, but one of like the most motivational things that I heard. It's basically the greatest, failure you could ever have in life.
Hold on 1 second, bro. Can you guys hear me? Is this not the right mic? Oh, shit. I thought this mic was plugged in, and it wasn't. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Guys, don't look. Oh my god, it's my laptop mic. Hold on, guys, give me 1 second. Bro,
that is so funny.
That's so sad. Oh my god, such a virgin. I'm actually a Twitch virgin, guys. Bear with me. All right, let me do this.
Can you fit that whole thing in your mouth?
Let me try. How was that?
I'm at like a 20% boner. Please don't do it again.
Alright, playback devices. Harvey, is this...
Sure, just while you're setting this up, do you want me to answer that question?
Yeah, please do.
What was the hardest mental obstacle?
Absolutely.
Sure. So, hardest mental obstacle for me, I'd have to say was, I guess I kind of always had this feeling of like, I'm not good enough. I kind of grew up in a very like harsh family setting where I didn't really get much love, and so like whenever I meet people, I'd be like, "There's no way they actually like me. Like, there's no way." And so like I'd say deep down we all have like that one super big insecurity. So I'm sharing mine with you guys right now, and it's that I just didn't feel like there's no way this girl likes me. And so a lot of times when I was out talking to girls, I would overcompensate dramatically. I would be out. I would be basically overgaming, like doing too much breaking rapport, like doing too much attraction building, and overall it was just like really weird. Like sometimes girls would even be like, "Hey, I like you. You can relax. Like, stop doing this thing now. Like, let's just go hang out and chill and be normal." And that's kind of what opened my eyes up to like, oh my god, I am enough. Like, girls do like me, and I'd say like probably, oh my god, I can't believe this is being recorded. This is so embarrassing. But I'm also gonna share like. Can't believe I'm sharing this with like a bunch of people, and it's going to be on the internet. But I pulled a model once from New York, and it's like we were having the most amazing sex ever, and I literally thought she was like patronizing me the whole time. And I was like, "There's no way this girl likes me. There's no way my dick is this good. Like, there's no way this is real." And it's like after it, she's like cuddling up next to me, and she's like, "Baby, please let me know if there's anything that I do to piss you off. Like, can you just hang out with me all weekend? Like." She missed one phone call from me, and she like blew up my phone like 10 times, like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry." And it's like at that point that I realized that, okay, this insecurity is bullshit. That was real. People can actually like me. And yeah, but that was my biggest mental block. It was just believing that there's no way that these girls can like me like that.
Yeah. So Jeff, I hope that answered your question, my man. So guys, I set up the mic, so it probably sounds a lot better. Alright, so why do I have anal beads around my neck, by the way? So, honestly, anal beads actually protect me from demons, so that's actually why I wear this. Just so you guys know. That's why I'm wearing anal beads. Alright, Jeff, it did, and your gain is way low. Can you not hear me that well?
I don't know, I can personally hear you fine, but...
You're way too quiet.
A lot closer.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys.
But yeah, what I was saying before is that was really funny. It's basically the greatest way you can possibly fail in life isn't to like go bankrupt or to get rejected by a girl or to lose your girlfriend. It's to die a virgin. Like, if you die a virgin, you are quite literally a biological failure, and you just let down like 200,000 years of evolution. Like, that is the single worst thing that any human being can do, die a virgin. And in like India, that kind of shit happens all the time. In a lot of these third world countries, that kind of shit happens all the time. But it's like here in the United States, you guys have the opportunity to go out and meet women because life is so good.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I think making like setting stuff up in your life so it's fucking epic. All right, let me ask you this, Bruno. What do you think, to you, what is an epic life? Like, from where you were on a day-to-day basis to what you're doing now, or maybe not necessarily now, but just in general, like, from where you were in life before to what your definition of an awesome life is, and setting things up in your life and setting up systems so that, like, life is just way more, you've got so many more opportunities, and it's way more exciting for you, so that when you wake up on a day-to-day basis, you're excited. You know what I mean? So, I guess the question is, what is your definition of a killer lifestyle?
Simply put, I think at some point we all have this really crazy, extravagant idea of what we want to do in life, but then we tell ourselves no. And so it's actually really funny because I'm kind of coming back full circle. I plan in a year to be living in Providence, just have like 2 or 3 girlfriends, like living kind of sort of a normal life, like leaving the whole pickup and dating scene. But tomorrow I move into a mansion. And so anyone who wants to follow me on Snapchat and check it out, you can. My Snapchat is @BrunoMeansBrown. My Instagram is @BrunoMarkov. But a year ago, basically, I was like, Max asked me, "Hey, what do you want out of pickup? Like, what would the ideal life and pickup be for you? What would be epic?" The same question you're asking me now. And I was like, well, I want to live in a mansion. I want to have at least 3 super hot girlfriends. I want to have girls whenever I want. I never want to have to worry about girls again. Like, I want girls chasing me. I want to have a ton of friends. Like, I didn't have that many friends, so I was like, okay, I want a bunch of guy friends too. And basically, I want to do cool things. I want to go skydiving. I want to learn how to ride a motorcycle. I want to go wakeboarding, jet skiing, like doing fun things in life. And at the same time, still being able to like play World of Warcraft, raid with my guild, keep up with Naruto, keep up with the Dragon Ball Z. And so like that was my definition of an epic life. That's what I want. And at the end of the day, what it boils down to each of you is if you could have the most epic life where money wasn't a problem, what would you do? So in the last year, I've traveled to 4 different countries. I'm finally got people are paying me to teach them pickup now, and it's like I've made every single one of my dreams and goals a reality.
That's awesome, dude. That is so gnarly. And honestly, I like. It's funny because a lot of those things that you said is what I would consider like a killer lifestyle. Like being able to have the freedom to like go skydiving, having lots of like friends, having like a good, like having like genuinely awesome friends, and you know, like being invited to cool shit all the time. I think that's sweet. I think that's like a really cool aspect. But also balancing in, you know, like video games and stuff, like whenever you want. You know, life's just kind of like a juggling act. I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but I am the obsessive type. So like, if I'm playing a game and I want to get good at it, I will lose a whole week of my life to play this game. And I'll stop going to the gym. I will probably eat shitty food, and I'll just hyper focus on whatever it is. Now, it's obviously, I've had to adjust and fix this trait of me because obviously it's not conducive. It's conducive when you're trying to kind of like hyper expand your lifestyle, like kind of Bruno was talking about. But yeah, I don't know if anybody can relate to that obsessive lifestyle where like you just hyper focus on something until you get really good at it. Ling, I live in the Playboy Mansion. Anyone want to invite to the party Friday? Dude, Ling, please. I'll shoot you my address after this. I'm there. Bruno's probably already gonna be there.
Does she actually? Do you know Luke Rogue?
Who?
RSD Luke. He takes us to the Playboy and Maxim parties.
Get the fuck out. I know Luke. I've met Luke, dude. Luke is the man. He's like the chubby
guy.
No,
I mean like, yeah. I mean, is Link serious? Because I will totally go and hang out. I'll probably be there.
Link, are you serious? He's totally fucking with us.
I got so disappointed. I was like, yeah, I'll get to meet another cool dude. This is awesome.
Yeah, right. All right, Bruno. So let's we can start wrapping this up. But if you guys have any questions, obviously throw it in the chat. But I think I already had asked this, but step 1, you had said to kind of get started in this is becoming social, right? So what would the next step be? Is like after you start kind of socializing a little bit more, what would that next step be if they wanted to take it to the next level, if they wanted to? If you guys just want to like get more social and kind of like be invited to like more parties and just have more friends in general, being more social is cool. Because I think, to be honest, communication is the number one skill that you can like nail in life. When you learn how to communicate, when you start becoming more social, so many fucking doors open for you. I think even if you have a goal just to become more social and have less social anxiety, I think that's a cool goal. But if you wanted to take it to the next level and get really good with attracting girls and being an attractive guy, what do you think that next step would be after working on socializing?
I'm actually backing up here, and I would say that step 0 is to let go of all the bullshit identity things that you have. So stop identifying yourself as the little nerdy guy who can't go talk to girls, who doesn't go outside, who refuses to get rid of his white socks, who refuses to go to the gym, who's going to watch porn all day. It's just like everything that makes you, be okay with giving that up. Eric Worre has one of my favorite quotes, and it's that, let me actually Google this right now. Give me 1 second. I can't believe I'm not remembering this.
Dude, you're good, man. Google away.
Oh, fuck, it's not even Eric Worre. That's the wrong guy. Who's the black dude that does the speech, you gotta want it bad enough?
You gotta want
Eric
it bad.
Thomas.
Oh my god, dude. Eric Thomas. Is anybody in this chat right now, does anybody know who Eric Thomas is? That guy, like, if I was gay, I would want that guy to have my kids. Straight up. I would donate my sperm to that dude.
Got it. So the quote was, you have to be able to, at any time, to sacrifice who you are for who you want to become. And I think that's the number one mantra that a lot of nerds who just want to get into pickup need to understand. It's that sacrifice everything you are, pick who you want to be, and start working at it. So once again, it's like get rid of all the White Sox. Fuck the White Sox. Go, like, take care of your hygiene. Start hitting the gym. Do a little fashion upgrade. Like, start with the easy stuff before you like even move on to like the more advanced things. Like that stuff, I'd say, is even easier than talking to 10 strangers a day. But then after that, it's like become social, and then third part is start watching RSD YouTube videos, because there's just way too much information at that point. That it's like you kind of gotta get immersed in the experience.
Yeah, definitely. So what you're saying is, if you're gonna do it, don't have one foot in and one foot out. Go at it like full force, and commit to consistency. So if, like, let's say you want to get better at like talking to girls, force yourself to go like approach a girl, one girl a day. You know, like, even if it's like somebody that you're not necessarily attracted to, just go and say hi. Give value. This is one of my favorite values that I really try to embody on a day-to-day basis, is giving value genuinely. So maybe it's a genuine compliment. Maybe it's pointing out the best in somebody. Maybe it's pointing out the best in their personality. Maybe it's just listening to somebody, or finding out what somebody is super passionate talking about. Me and my friend Fez were actually talking about like what the definition of like giving value is to people, and that was his definition of just being able to listen and kind of like talking about what other people want to talk about. You know what I mean? But also another level, being authentic and not hiding who you are too. You know, like let's say you're talking to somebody who loves, you know, hockey, right? And then the topic of Pokemon comes up, and you're super passionate about Pokemon. Talk about fucking Pokemon. You know what I mean? A lot of people genuinely appreciate when you actively listen to what they want to talk about. A lot of people like talking. That's why I like talking. That's why I'm talking right now. That's why I have.
I'll give you guys like a life hack. You don't even have to talk about anything that you're passionate about. If you spend a 1 hour interaction where you talk for 3 minutes and the other person talks for 57 minutes, that person is gonna love you. Basically, the more you can get someone to talk about themselves, the more they're gonna love you, and that's the easiest way to make friends with guys and with girls.
Yeah, totally, man. All right.
I gotta wrap it up because I gotta go to coaching here, but I'll take one last question. So who has that one last question for me? If nobody comes up with anything, I'm gonna default to Joe here.
All right, you got whoever takes the question first.
I'll give it about a minute here.
Think about your question. Think about it. Don't hurt yourself.
Alright, Joe, I'm throwing it back onto you.
Alright, my man. Alright. You're on a desert. You're on an island. Okay. What 3 things would you take to the island?
Are we talking like entertainment or survival? Oh, online dating here. We got one question.
All right, let's go to these questions first. What's your favorite bombing opener? And what's your best advice for online dating?
My favorite bombing opener is anything the Taliban does. So we can do dynamite, explosives, goats, car bombs. I don't know what the fuck a bombing opener is. Sounds like some stupid shit. Just go talk to a girl. You don't need to like have a bombing opener. Just go talk to her. Be normal. Be cool. I don't do anything like crazy or retarded when I go to talk to girls because I don't want them to think I'm crazy or retarded.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Let me answer this one for Brandon Barker, aka Adam, because there's no real like one opener that's gonna work all the time. Like if you feel like using an opener, use an opener if you want to. Like otherwise, just like be genuine. But I don't know. An opener that could be good. I think I've used this a few times. Is hey, you look like you're having more fun than everybody else here. What's the fucking secret? You know what I mean? Here we go. Hey ladies, my girlfriend's out of town. How about a threesome? Nice.
Oh, one thing with openers is no girl will ever have sex with you or not have sex with you because of your opener. Like, you're not gonna get to like to your hotel door and then she's being like, well, you were really cool, but your opener sucked, so goodbye. So like, fuck the opener. Worry about what you're gonna say after the opener. We call it swinging through. Why would you? If you want to bomb the interaction, you can do it in so many ways. Like, you can get creative with that. There's like no technical way to bomb the interaction. Most guys will just naturally do it accidentally anyways. So one exercise that I'll give my students if they're like really in a weird mindset is I will purposely tell them to go get rejected as harshly as they can. Like, go up to the girl and say the weirdest, wackiest shit, because then it's going to be funny and it gets them in that trolling mindset. So, like, I don't even get where that question is coming from or why you would want to bomb an opener or whatever. Like, there's no winner mentality there. That's kind of like losing mentality, maybe like ego protection or some shit. So I'm going to move on to the next question is, what's your best advice for online dating? It's, oh God. Here's the thing with online dating. You're going to be limited to girls, like the hottest girls that you will ever meet online are maybe like a 7 or an 8. But it's like, have a decent lifestyle, go get professional pictures done. My Tinder, if I swipe, I get like 30 matches a day because I bought my own camera and I do professional pictures for myself. So it's like, have high quality pictures. And then anything regarding a bio, just make it irreverent and fun and short. Like, don't be that try hard guy. Like, there's no reason to be try hard. And okay, if you're asking me what's like a fun opener to bomb the interaction, if I give you do X, Y, and Z, then all of a sudden it's not fun anymore. But regarding online dating, just go take professional pictures, have a lighthearted, funny bio that's really short, and don't be try hard about it. Am I allowed to recommend products here, Joe?
What's up, my man?
Am I allowed to recommend a product here?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And real quick, Jeff, as far as online dating, I actually wrote myself a guide for when I was online dating, and it worked really well. And what I'm probably going to do is compile it neatly, and I'll probably just link it in my Twitch bio. I'll probably just like link it as just a free thing that you guys can check out, because I know a lot of guys do online dating, and I'll probably post that at some point in the future. Because it's a good question, man. Because there's actually a lot of things that you can do to amp up your success with online dating. All right, sorry, Bruno. Go ahead. Back to you. You were saying there was a product that you would recommend.
Yeah, I would say one of the RSD instructors came out with a program, and I used it and set up all my dates for. So I used it week 1, like setting everything up. Then week 2, I had 4 dates. All of them, we had sex. 2 of the girls wanted to become girlfriends, and I was not about it. And so if you want to check that out, go to executetheprogram.com. That is the single best thing for online dating. It will explain everything from start to finish, including once you actually get the girl on the date and how to move it to sex.
How to move it to the sex. Move it to the sex.
How to have sex. And go download the Sex God method if you don't know how to fuck a girl.
Ooh, actually, I've read that book, The Sex God Method. It's actually a hilarious title for the book, but like honestly, like if you want to increase your confidence just with let me rephrase that. If you just want to like learn how to get really good at sex and like you want to make the girl feel really, really good, check out that book. You can find a free PDF for it.
Yeah.
By the way, Hugo Boomy said hi, Josh. Josh is currently eating pizza right now. But yeah, Execute the Program. And that was by Jeffy, correct?
Yep.
Cool. All right, guys. I think if that's it for questions, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you guys haven't already, follow the channel. You'll be able to come back and check out this interview. You'll be able to see all the other content that we're going to be releasing. I usually do different days of the week, different content. Mondays, I usually do self-awareness and Zen type stuff. Wednesdays, I go into masculinity and being like being a go-getter, making shit happen. And Fridays, I usually do, attraction and dating advice. So, but if you guys haven't already, hit the follow button. Also, definitely check out Bruno's Snapchat and Bruno's Instagram. You guys can stay in touch with him, ask him questions. He's currently in the scene, and he's coaching right now in Las Vegas, and he works for literally one of the best companies in the world. I wouldn't recommend any other company as far as dating and transformation advice or just programs and products. RSD is amazing. That's why I had him on today, because I know he's got a plethora of knowledge. So, Bruno, do you want to just here? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna post it for you guys, so you guys can check it out. I know I already posted it, but I'm gonna post it one more time. So if you guys do have an Instagram, you can check him out. Okay, so it's gonna be at Bruno_Markov. Check that out. Follow him on Instagram. You guys can stay in touch with him. And if you want to get coaching when he comes back to Massachusetts, I know that some of you guys are from Mass. Bruno, do you want to talk about, like, real quick, like the type of coaching you're doing right now, or if you're taking on personal clients? Because I actually don't even know that.
To be honest, once I'm done coaching here in Vegas, I'm not going to be... I don't want to get into pickup. I don't want to get into coaching. I actually kind of, like I said, I want to move on to other things now that I've already, like, made all these goals happen. So if anybody wants any kind of private coaching, first off, I only do one-on-ones. I don't do the normal 3-on-1, and I only do it for people who sign up under the RSD Vegas Immersion program. Basically, you have two options. You can come to Vegas for a week or a month, and then you can live in a mansion with me or have your own place, and we'll take you out and coach you every single night. And so it's meant to be an immersion, a transformational experience. After this, I might write a book, but I don't ever want to do live coaching again.
Fair enough. All right, guys, you heard it here first. This is only one opportunity for him. This man, dude, I don't know if you've seen Bruno, man. He's a pretty sexy motherfucker. He's a sexy
Opinions
dude.
vary.
What's up? What's up?
Opinions vary.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for participating, and everybody that asked questions. You guys are awesome, and I'll be streaming tomorrow. And again, if you want to hit up Bruno for any advice, I'm sure he'd be more than happy if you hit him up on Instagram, because I know some people probably don't. I mean, even though a lot of these names are anonymous anyway, it doesn't matter. Check out his stuff. And Snapchat, is it the same name?
Actually, Snapchat is at Bruno Means Brown. And regarding the whole anonymous shit, like, get the fuck over it, guys. Like, what? Like, people are gonna be pissed at you because you want to have social skills? Like, it's not, like, I thought about it. It's, like, so fucking retarded when people are like, oh, I'm gonna be anonymous and not talk about the whole pickup thing because it's weird. And it's like, no, actually, it's the coolest shit that you can do. Like, signing up to Pornhub. Signing up to Pornhub is weird. Like, you should be anonymous on Pornhub. Like, the fact that you want to learn social skills, like, that's cool. That's not weird.
Well said, man. Well said. Alright, so this is his Snapchat. Yeah, so Tyler, who's like the head of RSD.
Brown.
Oh, Brown? Bruno Means.
Yeah.
Brown, my bad. Let's try this one more time, guys. Bruno Means Brown. Okay, that's his Snapchat. So something that Tyler said, and I'm never gonna forget this. He's like, you know what? Learning how to pick up girls? Yeah, it's weird. But you know what's weirder? Not learning how to pick up girls. Not learning, like, because otherwise you just weird the fuck out of people. Cracked me up when I first saw that. The way that he said it, dude, it was so genuinely funny.
I have that quote saved on my phone. Let me see if I can pull it up and, like, do it verbatim as, like, the final goodbye thing. Here, give me 1 second. I have it saved on my favorites here.
Yeah, check it out, man.
It's, like, legitimately so true. It's like, you see, like, the guys that don't know how to pick up girls, they go to nightclubs and bars, they get shit-faced, they're, like, super drunk, and then they, like, creepily hit on girls, like, they're grabbing them, or, like, the even creepier guys are the ones that, like, stand in the corner, like, just watching everybody with, like, the drink pressed up to their chest, like, afraid to talk to people, like that shit's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then
The
it's
beer
like,
shield, the infamous beer shield.
is that what they call it? The beer shield?
The beer shield, man. Yeah, like, ugh, I'm not having fun. Where's the fun happening? Ugh, I guess I'm just gonna drink my beer, cause I'm just gonna watch everybody else dance and have fun.
Okay, I found the quote here. So I think that what we do here at RSD is creepy. I think that learning to pick up girls is so fucking creepy. In fact, it's the second creepiest thing I've ever seen. There's only one thing creepier than learning to pick up girls. You know what that is? Not learning to pick up girls.
Wait, was that quoted? Like, was that quoted? Like,
Yes,
word for word?
that is verbatim. That is verbatim
That's
from
awesome.
Tyler's mouth.
That's awesome. Cool. Word. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. And Bruno, any last words before we wrap this up?
There's too many last words. We should just wrap it up. If anybody wants, like I said, follow me on Instagram. Feel free to reach out. I'll probably only be doing this whole coaching thing for like 6 months, and then hopefully I can get out of it.
Yeah, hit him up on Instagram or something, guys. All right, guys. I'm gonna be streaming every day at 7 o'clock, Monday through Friday. So not every day, technically. Bruno, thanks for coming on, man. Seriously, really appreciate that you kind of stuck around and answered everybody's questions and dropped some knowledge bombs. Like, guys, if you only saw what the girls that Bruno talks to, like, it's in your grasp. You can do it too. Raise your standards. Have fun. Live life. You're gonna die. You're gonna die soon enough. We're all gonna be deleted randomly. So those are my closing words. Bruno, I'll shoot you the recording of this after. I'm gonna also upload it to the channel once it's edited, and it'll be under the highlights section. So anyway, guys, follow if you haven't already, and that wraps up the stream for today.
Awesome. Yo, have a good one, everyone.
All right, Bruno. Thanks, my man. Deuces,
Peace.
everybody.